intentional though, because I'm a parent, and I think it's not intentional.
Yeah.
It is we do it's hurtful. The end result is hurtful, but the intention is good.
Yes.
Is like benchmarking. Even if someone compares me, for instance, to Caroline Mutoko, very unfair. We are both radio presenters. She was one of the greatest who ever did it. But
debatable.
Yes, depending. No, to me, one of the greatest who ever did it. Her work spoke for itself. Yeah. Personality on the side, you know.
Or if you say that,
yeah, personality to watch it out the window, kidogo, but work.
Yes.
So when someone draws comparisons, I would not be. Of course, it's not flattering. I would be hurt, but I would take that as a challenge because it become a benchmarking. Or maybe I fall short in my delivery, maybe I fall short in my prep. So instead of children just being, parents, because sometimes you do things unintentionally and you hurt people. But how does someone know that they're unfair, they're comparing them and it's hurting their child, for instance?
I think now that is where the that question comes in. It's the delivery of the comparison. Understand? Because sometimes it can come in the sense of watu wengine wanafanya mbona we ufanyi, you know. So that is, I guess, where the question comes in. Because coincidentally I was reading a tweet yesterday that says someone needs to tell our parents to stop telling our business to other people. Right? So, because a lot of times when you succeed, your parents will go tell them, my daughter did this, they did this. And
they've been accepted to do medicine.
Exactly. And a lot of people also have an issue with their parents doing that. So I think it's just, it depends on the delivery of the message and the purpose behind it. A lot of parents do it to brag. A lot of parents don't know how to deliver that message to their children because they're frustrated in themselves. It's like, am I not doing enough for my child? Have I failed as a parent? So it's a lot of internal criticism, I think, that's just delivered in the wrong way.
So it's not deflating, but almost.
Yeah.
Almost deflating, because it's something that has come from the inside that is a you problem that you're trying to now pass on to
projection.
Projection is the word. Yes, projection is the word. So how do you think a parent can make amends if they've now discovered, hiya, kumbe, this is what I've been putting. Someone is listening and they're like, guy, Musa ni DJ. Now wengine ni madaktari na malawyer. How do I make now Musa know that you're also important and your dreams and your ambitions are just as important as the people are as important as the ones who have picked a path that's not necessarily the one that have picked for you. Yeah. How can a parent make amends, Laura?
And I know.
I'm asking because you're children's. You know me, I'm a parent.
So capitalism.
See, I told you. We are going to circle back and end up
I mean, like with every parent, you want your child to succeed, and in the way the society is like this, success is measured through money. If you're able to provide yourself, because your parent also wants you to be set up for life.
True.
But they forget that the internal battles we fight, trying to find a purpose, struggling to find direction in life, is what leads you to do your passions. And even if they don't make as much money as they should, I think we should really, really invest in having personal relationships with our parents. That means in-depth conversations, which not everyone will get, because parents are just some of our parents are built different. Some of us have boomer parents, other people have Gen X parents, so it's different for everyone. But you, as an adult who understands these things, should take your parent through your process. The same way you've managed to deduce that it's not important for me to be a doctor, but it's okay with me being a TV presenter who dances every Saturday night on Iwake. You can take your parents through this. Yeah. You know, whatever exists in you only exists because it was passed down to you through your parents.
True.
You can share a bit of your enlightenment with your parents and explain to them this journey.
I love the fact that you brought about the generational gap, because sometimes it's just we are made of very different metal. A long time ago, the most successful people were people who worked in the formal sector. The doctors, the lawyers, the engineers, the teachers, the nurses. So now the arts were not, maybe they didn't pay enough then. But if you explain to your parent that, because let me tell you something, because my daughter just looks like she's going to give her dad and I a heart attack. Because all the time she was always telling my dad she wants to be a dancer today, and you should see him just mezaing, yani this a small disappointment kiwaru. no, you're going to do actuarial science. I'm like, actually, she's going to, if you explain to your, this is how I look at it. If my daughter wants to be a dancer, which she wants to be, and a singer, could you be the best dancer that has ever lived?
Yes.
If you could. And could you be the best version of that thing that you want to be?
Yes.
As long as you make yourself proud, why would I not be proud? Because lately, y'all make money from nothing,
True.
Laura.
True.
Y'all make money from nothing. And just because I don't understand it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. So maybe communicate better.
Communicating, and like you said, the generational gap, and the formal sector being the creme de la creme in that time.
Back in the day.
Yeah, there was a system in place. There was, you finish primary, you go to a high school, you go to college, you go to whatever it is you're going to do.
Yeah.
With the way people make money nowadays, or how people make a living, or how people follow their passions, there's really no system. You wake up today, you post a video of you coughing online, everyone is in love. Priscilla Waimani, point in case. You go out, scream, and you do it. So allow yourself to let your parents into your process. You understand? It may not make sense in the beginning, but give them a process. You understand? Like, this is my plan, this is my idea, this is what I'm hoping to achieve, and this is the timeline I'm giving myself. Of course, your parents will call you after 2 years and they'll ask, okay, kwa nini? But it's concern, and it's valid concern, because you want your children to be able to fend for themselves, provide for themselves, and sustain or make a living.
True.
But letting them into your process and giving them, a sort of system that exists, even though it doesn't, makes a lot of sense.
I think the journey to that self-realization for your children will be easier with your support.
Yes.
So even as parents, I feel like some parents want to live their unfulfilled dreams through their children. Or because I tried at this and it didn't work out, I think you should like, for instance, if I'm always on the come up and I don't manage to cake toot in my field, now I will not want my child to pursue the same thing, right? So sometimes it's just our insecurities.
Yes.
It's not just, as much as there's love and the support and we want you to fend for yourselves, it's our own insecurities that I didn't manage to do anything. This is the glass ceiling that I did not manage to break.
Yes.
So
it seems impossible.
You've had the story of the flea. When you put a flea in a jar, it can only jump until the top. The top. Even when you remove the top after a few days, the flea can never jump out. It can only, so this person, your parent can only think on that level.
Yes.
They can't see beyond. So it's your responsibility, both of you actually, to meet halfway, Laura.
Yes.
You as a child, help me see your vision.
Yes.
And as the parent, I'll also try and understand it. I'll tell you a story real quick. I met a parent at a parents' meeting the day after my birthday, the day after my birthday, last week, and in my daughter's school. And she said her daughter got an A in KCSE. And instead of going to do medicine or engineering, what they assumed she would do, she decided, we're going to have her over soon. Mumbi and I said, in some one way or another, we're going to see how she can fit into our show. She has decided she's doing DJing.
Wow.
With her big A. She's going to do DJing. Guess what the mom said, did? They decided, they enrolled her in DJ school.
Yeah.
They bought for her decks. And they said, peace be with you.
Exactly.
We support you. We love you. May you succeed in your craft or the area that you have chosen for yourself. Because guess what, as a parent, those are not your decisions.
True. That's very true.
But hey, DJ, you know me, a long time ago, I used to, it was an assumption a long time ago that if you don't pass in school, the DJ world
there.
awaits you with your
open arms
for effort. But you see, now I like the fact that your generation and the ones who will come after you are coming to change all these assumptions and preconceived notions that we've had all along.
Kabisa.
As long as you don't let Fs go and operate on humans, as doctors, it just keeps...
No, that's very true. And I think with something I've noticed, especially with my niece and this amazing couple I met who have a son, is people are gifted differently, right? And because their son is like 4 years old, but he's so well, he expresses himself so well, just like your daughter, right?
Yeah.
And my niece is the same way, but maybe not to that level. Also, the different types of schools that you send your kids to, it shows when you... Exactly. But there's a discipline that my niece has with electronics that this other child doesn't have.
Yeah,
because her mother is a teacher, she does all these certain things. So she's empowered elsewhere that this other boy is not. But you know, if as a parent you just look at one thing and it's like
books,
exactly. You never have anything to appreciate your child for. So I think, but the burden, I usually tell my sister this, the burden of intelligence lies with you. Everyone else is an idiot. You're the only person who's in charge of the room. So you, with all the intelligence, the burden of understanding lies with you. So you're the one who carries the burden of taking your parents step by step. They may never understand it. They may never, fall in line. They may never support you. Yeah. But the burden of understanding lies with you.
We stop comparing our children. Sawa, it's unfair. Because we can also compare parents. Musa's parents are rich. They live in Gigiri. Si tuko tu hapa kwetu. So let's not compare
children.
Let's not compare children. When Laura and I are back, some of your comments and some closing remarks. Thank you so much. How do we stop parents from making comparisons to their children in terms of how well they are doing in their lives? We've all fallen victim, whether you're the ones who are making the judgments and or you're the one who being judged or compared.
Yes.
More on that when we're back.
Africa is watching.